Hi guys, it's V and welcome to my channel. So today we're going to do my February wrap up, okay, all the books I read this month. And I would like to tell you that I stick to my TBR. But we know that I'm a mood reader, so we of course know that I wouldn't accomplish that. So I set up myself for failure. But you know what? I don't fucking care. So let's get into this, okay? So, the first book I read this month is Onyx Storm, and I gave it 5 stars, like 5 fucking stars. Am I going to talk about this book? No, no, I won't, ever in my fucking life, because it broke me in ways I no, no, guys, I don't want to talk about that book again in my life, and the pain I have in my fucking heart when I'm thinking about what happened. Yeah, and also knowing the next book is going to be in 2027. Yeah, pain. So I'm not gonna elaborate on that, okay? The next book I read is Lights Out. And if you're looking for a stocky romance that it's not too dark, but again, read trigger warnings, because even if it's not that dark, it has some dark topics, okay? It was funny, it was like a rom-com. But yeah, I loved it. I loved it, but it was just that a good book that I needed after Onyx Storm. So to me, it was a 3.5 because it didn't stick to me. Okay, I loved it, but it was just that, you know, how palate cleanser, something to think about when I went through a tough book, you know? So the next book I read is Twisted Emotions. Yeah, this is the second book in the Camorra Chronicles, and I finished the whole thing this month, so I'm proud of myself because that was in my TBR. So I accomplished that. But here's the thing: this book, I mean, the Camorra Chronicles in general, it's the mafia, Italian mafia, and it is tough because all of them have a traumatic backstory, and the women in these stories, they actually have a pretty bad upbringing. So yeah, read your warnings, okay? But to me, Twisted Emotions was a 4-star read. I loved Nico. I liked Kiara. So yeah, I wasn't in love with her, but Nino made up for it, so 4 stars. But then we went into Twisted Bride, and Remo Falcone, this motherfucker, appeared and said, "You are mine." And yeah, I'm a Remo girly. I'm sorry. I am. And he's fucked up in his head. And maybe that's why I love him too much. But yeah, that's my kind of book boyfriend, to be honest. So I'm not ashamed of that. Then the next book is Twisted Bones. And it is again Nino and Chiara. And here's the thing, it's like telling what happened in Remo's book from the perspective of Nino and Chiara. And I was like, this isn't something I need, because it didn't add something to the story. It was useless. Maybe it could have been like a 100-page novella, or she could have extended the second and the third book a little bit, like 50 pages, and that would be it. So yeah, that was not necessary, and I gave it like 3 stars. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but you know, that's the thing. Then I have Twisted Hearts, sorry. And this is Savio's story, and I didn't like this because it was like he wasn't even paying attention to her, and he wasn't, I mean, she was obsessed with him, but he didn't give a fuck until she was Tamari. So it's like, no, no. I gave it 3 stars. I mean, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever heard, I've ever read, you know. But yeah, I mean, I gave it more the his backstory, Savio's, because it was pretty complicated and how he had to deal with everything. But it took something terrible to happen to, for him to figure out that he loved her. So it was like, no, you're ruining this book to me. And yeah, I was fucking ruined because I was expecting the Sabio I knew. And then it turned out that I didn't know Savio. So yeah. The last book in the Gomorrah Chronicles was Twisted Cravings. Listen, I was ready to know Adamo's story, but this was like, how to say this? This is how reading Fast and Furious felt like. Yeah, it's like you don't have his backstory, okay? You don't have it. So it's like the author just assumes that you know everything from the other books, but you never know what happened to Adam when he was in New York. You never know that story is never told to you. So it was like, why? And also her was like, okay, 2 stars. Like I couldn't. I was bored in that book. Okay. Then I finished as well the From Blood and Ash and Flesh and Blood series, Flesh and Fire, something like that. Okay, I finished that. So, Soul of Flesh and Blood 3.5, because that book was his POV for the From Blood and Ash book. So, yeah, I mean, the last 50 pages was the only thing that was added to that story, and the first 30 or something like that. So yeah, it was fine to know how he came into Casadonia and did all the things that he did. But I felt like, again, this story, okay, I have his POV, but I know what happened, so why is this necessary? It wasn't, so 3.5 stars. Okay, then A Fire in the Flesh. I loved that book because Niktos and Sarah, to me, they're amazing. They are the best thing ever. So yeah, I cannot talk about what happened in that book, but 5 fucking stars. Okay, then Visions of Flesh and Blood. Skip that book. Just skip it. Okay, it was a collection of short stories, and also you had like the characters and the creatures and everything. Like it was like a glossary. If you had some kind of doubt about the world, that would solve it. But unnecessary. Skip it. Never, never, never. You had like 4 added scenes, and yeah, just don't read it. 2 stars. Then Born of Blood and Ash, I gave it 4 stars. This is again Zeta and Niktos. I cannot talk about that. Okay, I cannot talk about that. I'm sorry, spoilers and all the thing, but you have the complete reading blog with and without spoilers, so don't worry about that. Then listen, Mariana, she doesn't know me, but I know her, okay? And she said that she was in love with the Perfectly Imperfect series. And I was like, say less. And I started it. Did I need to have another series that I was in the middle of? No, I didn't. Did I pick it anyways? Yes, I did. So I read Painted Scars. It was just mid. Okay, he's disabled. He had an accident. She is traumatized by some things that happened. It was mid. I mean, 3 stars. It was just like, okay, not that deep, 250 pages. Okay. I mean, it was an okay book, okay? I've read much, much better, but whatever. The next book was Broken Whispers. I gave it 4 stars because she cannot talk, okay? And Mikhail, he's the quiet one. And it is always the fucking quiet ones that make me fall in love with them. So, yeah, yeah, I fell head over heels for Mikhail. So, yeah, it is what it is, okay? Then the next book was Hidden Truths. And I, Sergei Velkov, he's my man. Yeah, he's unhinged. He hasn't have a good bone in his body, but he has it for his woman. And that's everything to me. So yeah, he's unhinged. He's a broken hero. Okay, so it is tough. It is tough to read sometimes because he went through a lot and that changed him because he wasn't that person before. So yeah. Yeah. If you will read one book in this series, please make it be this one because it was amazing. Then the next one, it was Ruin Scars. 2 stars. No, no, no. You cannot tell me that you are 36 and you are marrying a 19-year-old. Not because that's wrong because we are in the mafia, but that's not why. It's because she's been obsessed with him since she was 13 or maybe before that. So yeah, you saw her grow up. You twisted sick fuck. No, and also the fact that this man was the whole time reminding me that his wife was young and his wife was a teenager. Fuck you, Luca. Fuck you. Then I don't know if I said that, but 2 stars, of course. I hated it. I mean, not I didn't hate it the way I hated Empire of Desire, but it is close, you know? Then the next book is Stolen Duchess. I don't know, I had a problem with everything. Actually, because this story was like, huh? I had a lot of questions, and you see a lot of weird behaviors, okay? But they are never explained to you. You don't know why his relationship with his mother is that way. You don't know what happened, why he's so controlling. You know nothing about that. So it's like, so I just have to be okay with this, and that's okay. Okay. And Milena, to me, she was like, what the fuck? Just what the actual fuck? So, yeah, 3 stars. 3 fucking stars. Then the next book is Fractured. So the next book is Fractured Souls, and I gave it 4 stars. I mean, there was a lot in that book, okay? And that was heavy. Okay, that fucking book was fucking heavy. And that's a problem because I didn't expect to get that dark. It's not that it triggered me because it didn't, but yeah, read through warnings, please, because this book was fucking heavy. The only thing that I was like, why? She was 18. She was fucking 18. And he was like 34? 35, something like that. But it was the circumstances, how that happened, because she was kidnapped and she escaped and she is fucking broken. And she feels so vulnerable, that for her, the only savior is Pavel Pasha. And it's complicated because it is the outcome of her trauma, and she had a lot. And yeah, he cared for her, and he just treated her with so much love the whole time, and he didn't want anything in return for what he did, because he did it because he cared for her, truly cared. So yeah, 4 stars. And then the last book I read this month, it is Burn Dreams. 2 stars. 2 fucking stars. Because what the fuck was that book? I expected so much from Alessandro. Because he wasn't the problem. The problem was that the romance was constructed in a way that was like, you got over everything that you were preparing for 8 years just to what? Like in 4 pages, you just overcome everything and you choose not to take revenge that way. I don't know. It felt like rushed. It felt like they were having sex in like places that you would be like, why? Why now? Is that necessary? Can you just don't? But yeah, I know. No. The only thing I enjoyed about the book was the epilogue. And I cannot talk about that. So yeah. Also, you need to know that I didn't read the Crave series. No, I didn't. Maybe next month. We'll see. Okay. So yeah, guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you like it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.